Hello, my Vivaldi friends. I hope everybody is doing well. So last week we learned about the moon, and this week we're going to stick to our space theme, and we're going to learn about the solar system. We're going to learn about the planets and the stars that make up the solar system. So I encourage you all to listen to the story, The Solar System by Jill McDonald. And you can watch it on YouTube and learn a little bit about the planets. So today we're going to do an art activity and we're going to draw pictures of the planets, but we're just going to do an outline of the planets, and then tomorrow we're going to add color to our planets. So to make the circle shape, you can find different items in your house. You can use paper towel tubes, you can use jar covers that are shaped like a circle. You can use plastic cups and use the bottom to trace a circle. I'm using a coaster. So there's different, you can find different items in your house that are different size circles that you can use to trace to create your planets. Okay, so I have 3 different size shapes, circle shapes. So I have a small circle, I have a medium-sized circle, and a large-sized circle because the planets are all different sizes. And I looked at the pictures of the planets and kind of decide which planet do I think is small, medium-sized, or large. So the materials, if you have white paper, because we're going to add color to it, so I encourage you to find some white paper. And also if you could use a dark marker, a dark color marker. I'm using brown because I don't have black, but you could use black to make the outline of the circles. Or you could use a pen or crayon, a black marker, just anything just to trace around the circle items. Okay, so we're going to start. So the first planet is Mercury. So Mercury is the planet that's closest to the sun. And I'm going to use a small circle because looking at Mercury, Mercury seems smaller than the other planets. So I'm going to trace my small circle using my marker. Remember your alligator fingers. And I'm going to trace it on my paper. All right, so I'm just going to trace it. You could trace it wherever you like. All right, so there's my circle. Right there, there's Mercury. And I'm going to write the name Mercury under the circle so I know it's Mercury. So you could ask somebody to help you write the name, or you could copy the name yourself to practice your writing skills. All right, so the next planet is Venus. So I'm kind of going in order. So the next planet is Venus. Venus, the hottest planet in the solar system because it's also closer to the sun. So Venus looks medium-sized to me looking at the picture. So I'm just going to use a medium-sized circle and I'm going to trace Venus on my paper. So I'm going to go around. All right. There's Venus right there. So I'm going to label it. I'm going to write Venus, Venus. All right, the next planet, planet Earth. That's the planet that we live in, planet Earth. So planet Earth also looks medium-sized. So I'm going to use my medium circle, or I'm going to trace around to make planet Earth. All right, so I'm going to write Earth. All right, the next planet, planet Mars. Planet Mars. Mars have giant volcanoes. All right, Mars, I'm going to use a medium-sized circle for Mars. And I'm going to trace around my medium circle. And I'm going to write Mars on it. M-A-R-S. Mars. M. All right, the next planet, Jupiter. So I learned that Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. So I'm gonna trace my large circle. This is going to be Jupiter. I'm going to trace around it. Jupiter is the largest planet. Jupiter. All right, there's my Jupiter. And I'm going to write Jupiter, J-U-P-I-T-E-R, Jupiter. So I don't really have a lot of space for the other planets, so I'm just going to use another piece of paper. And at the end, you could glue the pieces of paper together or tape them together. So I'm going to grab my second piece. There you go. All right, so the next planet is Saturn. Saturn has rings all around the planet. And Saturn looks medium sized, so I'm going to use a medium sized circle to make Saturn. And I need to also do my best to draw some rings around it. So just a curve, a line. Did my best to draw the rings around Saturn. And I learned that the rings are made out of ice, dust, and rocks. And I'm going to write Saturn. Saturn, S-A-T-U-R-N. All right. My next planet is Uranus. It rotates. It's a planet that rotates on its side. All right. I'm going to use my medium circle. Uranus. Alrighty. So I'm going to go around, trace around the coaster to make my medium-sized circle. And I'm going to write Uranus. U-R-A-N-U-S. Uranus. Okay. The next planet is Neptune. Neptune is a dark and cold planet because it's further away from the sun. So I'm going to use my medium-sized circle to trace the planet Neptune. All right, I'm going to trace around it. And I'm going to write Neptune. N-E-P-T-U-N-E. Neptune. All right. And my last, it's a dwarf planet. Oh yeah, also Neptune is a windy planet too. So the dwarf planet, it's called Pluto. And it's the smallest planet. It's smaller than the Earth's moon, Pluto. And it's far, far, far from the sun. All right, so I'm gonna use my small circle to trace Pluto. It's a dwarf planet. It's a small planet. It's not really considered like part of the planets anymore, but it's far, far from the sun. And I'm going to write Pluto. P-L-U-T-O. Pluto. All right. Alrighty, so I drew all of my planets. So tomorrow we're going to add color to the planets. Okay? So thank you, Vivaldi friends, for joining me on this art activity. And I will see you soon. All right? Bye.